this out?
Well, it's not only due process that's violation here, and maybe we're hoping that the Chief Justice sees this and gets in touch with us,
Right.
or has somebody reach out and say, maybe we can handle this. There's also equal protection.
Right.
Your equal protection has been totally violated in this situation. It's been a one-sided case, and if you go over the record, which I have,
Yes.
and you go back on the whole history, you find out there is nothing that should have been preventing you from seeing your child at all. If in fact, maybe I'm biased, you probably should have had your child and kept your child,
Right.
okay, all through this. And maybe it was too many chefs in the soup, or whatever, but
Whether it was too many chefs in the soup, or who had the more toys or gold or money, whatever you want to call it. But yes, not even just visits. There's no reason that I shouldn't have had it. We should have had at least joint custody. There's no reason not to have had.
even
None.
if they had I've seen situations where the things were really bad. They institute those visitations with an overseer.
Yeah.
They go to Rose's place here in Connecticut. That's
So
up there
much,
and on.
yeah.
They do all those things. None of this was projected in your.
It happened for a little while, very, very short time frame.
Oh, I must have missed
But
that.
again, you probably didn't get those documents. It was a little bit before some of the stuff I gave you. But again, there has to be a reason for a
Yeah, for
supervised visit.
yeah,
And
right.
since no one could find, I mean, and for whatever reason, I don't know why they tried, and I was investigated, there was nothing. No neglect, no abuse, no problems. I finished my trial. I was found not guilty. I went out. I got a good job. I set up my life again. I took courses again. Got everything going to be a normal, appropriate contributor of society, parent, mother, whatever you want to call, ready to start again. There was no reason at all for Randy not to be back with me, or at least back and forth, 50-50 if it had to be that. Again, like I said, no matter what I feel about my ex and know what happened in the past, I was at a point after all of this and Randy's age, I was going to just accept 50-50 custody, normal visitations, normal going back and forth, whatever was good for Randy, whatever he wanted. Let him get back into a normal situation so he didn't have to spend his life rehashing everything that happened and having more problems. My focus was him, stopping the problems, stopping the courts, stopping the filing, stopping him having to know everything that happened and why. And he was at an age when all this happened 5 years ago that it could have worked appropriately.
And now his age is.
Well, his age is almost 17, so like I said, after not seeing him for almost, this October is 5 years, when I try to reestablish a relationship with him, unfortunately there's no way not to rehash to help him understand what happened, which is not going to help him at all.
Which when you have a teenage child, one of the problems is that they don't want to listen at that point.
Well,
It's the
true.
hardest time for
It
them to
is.
listen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to break for now, and we're going to, with you, as long as you allow us, continue with this story, okay? Because we believe that it's a story that should get out there. We believe it should get out there for your child.
I believe it should get out there. I want it out there for me. I want it out there for him.
You
But
know-
I also want it out there for other
And,
parents that are going through this and don't know what to do. It's important. It's just too important.
It is.
It is.
And there's lots of people going through this. And we hope that you'll stay tuned, stay involved, listen to Father, and keep up with the shows that we're doing and try to understand what's going on. Okay, we want to thank you. I want to thank you, my audience, for tuning in again and being with us. And I'm going to see you next week. Well, back here again. I hope you enjoyed that segment of the show. It's important. We're going to have Bonnie back again because we have continuing issues that we're going to talk about. And again, I want to wrap up by talking about determining the best interest of child. And this is a summary of the state law. so that you understand that this is produced by Child Welfare Information Gateway, okay? The courts make a variety of decisions that affect children, in which we've been talking about, including the placement in custody, the determination, safety, the permanency, planning, and the proceedings for determining the parental rights. Whenever a court makes such a determination, it must be weighed whether its decision will be in the best interest of the child. Now, this is what this whole thing is about. What is the best interest of the child? All states, the District of Columbia, American Samoa, Guam, Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands have statutes requiring the child's best interest be considered whenever specified types decisions are made regarding child's custody, placement, or other critical life issues. These are mandated by law. Although there is no standard, this is what is really difficult. There is no standard definition of best interest of the child. The term generally refers to the deliberation that courts undertake deciding what type of services, actions, and orders will best serve a child, as well as who is best suited to take care of a child. Best interest determinations are generally made by considering a number of factors related to the circumstance of the child and the circumstances and capacity of the child's potential caregivers, with the child's ultimate safety and well-being as the paramount concern. And we have to underline that. The real concern here, again, is the child. So all of you folks out there who have tuned in, who are going through this type of thing, and your parents or you're a single parent, the court's not interested in you except in your ability to provide the best interest to the child. The court is concerned with the child's interest, or should be. And this is where we have some problems with the courts that we're dealing with. State statutes frequently reference overarching goals, proposed and objectives that shape the analysis in making best interest determinations. And the following among the most frequently stated guideline principles. Number 1, the importance of family integrity and preference for avoiding removal of the child from his or her home. This is done in approximately 21 states. American Samoa, Guam, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands have that as one of the major factors. 2, the health, safety, and the protection of the child is part of the state law in 16 states and in the Mariana Islands. 3, the importance of timely permanency decisions in 13 states and in the U.S. Virgin Islands is one of the goals that they look at. 4, the assurance that a child removed from his or her home will be given care, treatment, and guidance that will assist the child in developing into a self-sufficient adult. 4 states and American Samoa have that type of stuff in their law. Approximately 16 states and the District of Columbia list in their statutes specific factors for courts to consider in making determination regarding the best interest of the child. While the factors vary considerably from state to state, some of the factors which are commonly required include the emotional ties and relationship between the child and his parents, siblings, family, and household or other caregiver members. The capacity of the parents to provide a safe home and adequate food, clothing, and medical care. It should be a concern in all situations, okay? But these are in the law in 16 states. The mental and the physical health needs of the child is a predominant issue. Is the parent able to take care of those things, provide with insurance and things like that? Are they protected under state insurance? Is a predominant